When I was on that stage press conference, I kind of got emotional a little bit. Like, wow, I'm back here again when I started. And just how Stephanie White was speaking so highly of me. Like, I'm like, this is where I need to be at, and this is where I belong. And I'm just so happy to be able to come back and handle some unfinished business.
Nobody wants to play with the Indiana Fever. Remember when Cheryl Swoops said that?
People in the Fever were like, y'all.
That's on my point. There's a lot of other going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah.
Like
it's a lot. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to be here.
This is where I want to be.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to play for the Indiana Fever. Remember when Cheryl Swoops said that?
I'm really excited to also play with Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Leah Boston, like the player that, that I also say stuff on the court to them when I'm like playing against them. So I'm happy I'm playing with them, not against them.
Natasha Howard just made her look absolutely ridiculous, not only by choosing to join the Indiana Fever, but also by passionately defending Caitlin Clark and the team against all the haters.
What's up, fans? I'm happy to be a Fever. You see me with this on? Yeah, I'm back, baby. I'm back where I started. Let's go.
We're not talking about just any player. We're talking about a 3-time WNBA champion, a former Defensive Player of the Year, and one of the few players in the league who averaged 18 points and 7 rebounds last season. So why would an elite star like Natasha Howard deliberately choose to team up with Caitlin Clark? And how is she firing back in defense of Clark in the Fever? Let's break it down.
What kind of things you
I thought there's a lot more.
Okay. But it's
social media.
Okay. It's a turn. It's a turn, right? It's really a turn of the tides.
Well, Bill, here's my point. The beginning of the year, right? Everybody saw it.
Remember back in April when the haters couldn't wait to tear down Caitlin Clark? Cheryl Swoops led the charge with her infamous quote, claiming nobody would want to play with Clark in Indiana. Well, that narrative has just been completely shattered, and the basketball world is still reeling from the impact.
3 WNBA MVPs in your career. Would you consider each of those 3 seasons as dominant seasons for yourself?
No.
Bro, Cheryl Swoops is willing to lie about her own career before she even admits that Caitlin is dominant.
For months, critics like Swoops pushed a narrative that established WNBA stars would actively avoid the Fever. They painted a picture of veterans steering clear of Indiana to escape the so-called Caitlin Clark circus, the media attention, the spotlight, and the packed arenas. It became the go-to talking point for anyone trying to downplay Clark's impact on the league.
This is a tremendous, not only tremendous player, but a tremendous person. And what she's done the last 9 years in her career has put her in the elite company of many athletes, many players in this league. So, I want to say thank you to Natasha and to her family for coming back to us. Because when a player returns to a place that drafted them, that's special. And she chose us because she could have gone anywhere.
But then something happened that the critics never saw coming. Natasha Howard, a 3-time WNBA champion, former Defensive Player of the Year, and one of the league's most respected veterans, didn't just sign with Indiana. She chose to return to the very team that drafted her 5th overall in 2014. The same organization where she began her professional journey a decade ago.
At the end of the day, the way Indiana came at me with everything they promised me and they keep their promise, they sold me. And I took the bait for it, and I'm happy to be back where I started and also being back with Coach. So, and Kelly, and also Amber as well, bringing her along. Just a blessing to be back where I started, and also for my family and friends also see me back where I started at as well. Just amazing and grateful to be back in a Indiana Fever jersey.
This wasn't just any signing. It was a statement that completely shattered the Indiana's toxic narrative. Howard didn't hide her excitement about returning either. During her press conference, she made it crystal clear. I just feel like I'm supposed to be here. I'm happy to be back where I started, not just for myself, but also for my family and friends, who are excited to see me return to where it all began.
That's a good one right there. Number 33, the original, back at it.
old jersey.
Look, the original.
Right, we was gonna beat him.
Bring that.
2014, y'all.
2014, right there.
What makes this even more powerful is that Howard wasn't forced to join Indiana or settling for the Fever as a last resort. She had plenty of options.
Steph was always being on my butt about hustling, working hard. Do the little things, because the little things gonna take you a long way. And when I got the minutes that I played my rookie year, I took every advantage of it, and I'm happy to be back next to her playing with her and her coaching me.
The emotional weight of Howard homecoming was on full display during her signing, when she was presented with her original Fever jersey from 2014. This wasn't just a contract signing. It was a full-circle moment that visibly moved her, bridging her past to what could be an incredible future with this revitalized Indiana team.
We have the talent. But first of all, we have the people to actually do it. So my thing is, like, I'm happy, like I said, to be a part of this, and also be the leadership in the desire to, to show this young group what it takes to win the championship. I have 3, so my thing is, like, to show them you can't take no days off in practice. You gotta think when you practice, this is how you play. So my thing, like, coming in, I'm just gonna show them, like, this is how you work hard. So when you work hard, it's gonna be easy in the game. It won't be that hard. So my thing is just bringing that championship mentality to the locker room, to this team.
Howard wasn't just an afterthought in the Fever's off-season plans. She was a priority. As General Manager Kelly Crawscope revealed, when Amber and I started talking from the beginning, the person sitting next to me is high integrity, high class, and a great teammate. Howard was their top target from day one, a player they strategically pursued to help transform their roster.
The list of accomplishments are long. People say you should have a one-page resume. Natasha cannot have that. It is several pages. 3-time champion, 2-time All-Star, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved Player. I mean, again, the list goes on and on and on.
The Fever COO, Amber Cox, couldn't contain her enthusiasm when introducing Howard, remarking, "People say you should have a one-page resume. Natasha cannot have that. It's several pages long. The list goes on and on." That's a caliber player who just chose to play with Caitlin Clark in Indiana.
I think it was day one when I got this job. Kelly and I were on the phone, and we had 2 things on our to-do list: re-sign Kelsey Mitchell and bring back Natasha Howard. We have been focused on this day and this moment since the day we started this process.
What truly makes the signing special is what completely dismantles Swoop's narrative, Howard's own powerful words about why she returned. Far from avoiding the Fever, Howard expressed profound gratitude, saying, "I'm just really, really honored and blessed to be part of a team that appreciates me and wants my light."
The person that's sitting next to me is of high integrity, high class, great teammate. Players absolutely love her. So welcoming her back, putting her on the floor with our guards. There's a reason why her nickname is Flash.
She even reflected on her growth since her first stint with Indiana, saying, "I just feel like I've grown a lot as a person and as a player. I feel like a lot of teams didn't really appreciate me the way they should have." This wasn't just a basketball decision. It was personal. It was about finding a place where her talents and contributions would be truly valued.
A 10-point lead now for Mercy. And it's stolen away. Howard leading the charge, hands it away, gets it back. Oh, a one-handed off 2. A little bit of showboating from Mercy. Gotta love that.
Howard didn't just find a team that appreciates her. She found the perfect basketball partner in Caitlin Clark. This isn't just any partnership. It's a pairing of a player nicknamed Flash with one of the most creative distributors in the game today. Howard's elite transition scoring ability provides exactly the type of target Clark has been missing in Indiana. While critics were busy claiming nobody wanted to play with Clark, these two were quietly forming what could become one of the most lethal fast-break duos the WNBA has ever seen. Imagine this play happening every night.
Last season, with a minimum of 25 games played, Natasha Howard was one of just 13 players to average 18 points per game. She was one of 16 players to average 7 rebounds per game. And the list of players to average both 18 and 7 last year, short and elite. Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Nafisa Collier, Brittany Griner, and yes, Natasha Howard. Versatility is a major calling card for Howard.
Let's break down what makes this combination so special. Howard is a transition scoring machine. Her ability to sprint down the court at full speed, maintain body control, and finish at the rim is exactly what a passer with Clark's vision needs. Last season, Howard was in rare company as one of just a few players averaging over 18 points per game, while also grabbing 7 rebounds per contest. That kind of efficiency isn't just good, it's elite.